Hi guys, welcome back to Chama Stitches. My name is Chama. Today we are going to be making this beautiful pleated gown with exaggerated puffy sleeves and beaded embellishments. You need to have the basic knowledge of a basic block bodice to be able to attend this class, and so if you don't, you have to go back to our videos and watch that before we get into it. See you at the other side. This is the basic block bodice with bust darts and basic darts with all the sewing allowances added, okay? And then for the back, we added the zip allowance as well. And there's a difference between the full length of the back half length and that of the front, and that's 1.5 inches. And that 1.5 inches, that is what we've taken out at the bust dart for the front, as you can see. So when you draft out your pattern, you take all this into consideration, and so this is quite easy to draft. And if you want me to redraft this, do well to leave a comment in the comment section and I will redraft it and show you how I drafted it from start to finish using a drafting paper. Okay, so this is the back piece, and we're going to be cutting out the off shoulder effect of one side. Okay, this is the front part I've placed on top of the back piece. So what I did was just place it like this and then use my ruler to mark out the part I want to cut out. Okay, you decide how you want it. So I cut out the front piece differently and then I cut out the back piece differently. Okay, so now I have cut out both of them, and as you can see, because I cut it together, there's still some trimming to do for the front piece. So I've gone ahead to trim out that part from the front piece, and this is what I have. This is the back piece for the lower bodice, and that's the zip allowance. As you can see, I pin it together. I'm going to be sewing it. And for this upper bodice for the front, I am going to be cutting out 0.75 inch to tighten this off shoulder part. Okay, that's for the off shoulder tightening to avoid gaping. And then this is the pocket I'm going to be using to design this dress. Okay, and then I've taken out the darts for the back, as you can see, taken out the darts and ironed it. And then this is the pieces I cut out also for the turning the neckline. Okay, and then for the front also I've taken out all the darts, both the bust dart and the basic dart. And now when you joined the back piece and the front piece on the sides, they will match. Okay, you iron your dart lines very neatly. I've also sewn the facing for the front piece, and this is just to give it a neat finishing, okay, on the neckline. And for the back piece, I'm going to be sewing the zip before I sew the facing, and then use the facing to cover up this zip allowance at the top part. Okay, so see, the back and the front, they match after taking out the bust dart of the front. And here I have pleated all of the back pieces, the back lower bodies. I've pleated it. I'm going to go ahead and join it. I'm going to go ahead and sew it, and then I am going to sew the zip allowance, the part where we won't be having zip, and I will iron it neatly. And here I have gone ahead to join it, and I'm going to go ahead and attach the zipper, and then sew the facing to cover up all the rough parts of the neckline. And then for the front piece, the lower bodies, the pleating is now a bit different because there are two of them and one is going to lay over the other. So what you're going to do is, when you're pleating it, the part that you want to be on the top layer, you have to first pleat it first before you will not pleat the second one on it. Okay, just follow the way method I'm doing it. So the one you want to be on the top part of the dress, like if you want the opening to be on your left, so pleat the one that is coming from the left first. If you want the opening to be on your right, pleat the one that is going to come from your right first. I hope you understand this explanation. So if you want the opening to be on the left side of your dress, you pleat the one that is going to come from the left first. That one will not be at the top, and then you will now pleat the other one second, just the way I have done it. Anyway, but when you are done pleating it, you have to take it up and see if it matches what you have in your mind. If not, you can always lose it and replete it. There is no harm in making a mistake and correcting yourself. Okay, so here I have gone ahead to sew it, and also after sewing, do well to iron. All right, and then to attach the pockets, I'm measuring from the shoulder to the waistline to where it will be most comfortable for the person to put their hand. So if it's your own, do well to take your own measurement and see where it is most comfortable for you. And then for this one, from the waistline joining, I just measured 4 inches down and then I attached it. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it like this. Okay, do the same thing for both the back pieces because you will sew the pockets first before you will now attach them. So there I have sewn the zipper and I'm sewing the neckline for the back piece. Okay, first I will sew this facing to cover the neckline, and then I'm going to use it to cover up the zipper like this. And so what you're going to do now is iron out your pocket very well, because after sewing it becomes difficult to iron it. And then at this point I'm going to be joining the shoulders. Okay, so we have one shoulder to sew here, so I'm going to go ahead and sew that shoulder. And after sewing the shoulder, you're supposed to go ahead and prepare your sleeve, and then attach the sleeve before sewing the sides. To prepare our sleeve, one of the sleeve is going to be like a basic sleeve but with excess fabric, because we want it to be very full and gathered, and the other one is just going to be an off shoulder cutout. Okay, so the one having a basic sleeve pattern, just draft your basic sleeve, but with excess allowance. I'm going to drop a link in the description box on how you can draft a basic sleeve. And so here I'm just creating boxes on the sleeve, and these boxes I'm just going to be creating them the way you create your Canadian smoking boxes. Okay, you choose your fabric will determine the box you are going to be making. For this box I have a box of 5 inches by 5 inches, so I'm just picking it like so, and I'm going to fold it once, fold it twice, and I'm going to go ahead and sew. And as you can see what I'm doing here, when I pick one intersection, I will skip one of the intersection. Now by intersection I mean the part where the two lines crosses each other. Okay, so you fold it once and fold it twice. So I've skipped this other one. Now I've moved over to the next intersection, and I'm going to fold it into two, fold it once, fold it twice, just the way I'm doing it, and I'm going to go ahead and sew. So I will repeat this process all around, skipping one after folding in the other. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and create it for both this one that has the basic sleeve effect and for the one that we are going to be using for the off shoulder effect. So after pinching it out and sewing on the pinch, I am going to be hemming the down. So first I'm going to run a loose stitch on the base or the hem of the sleeve, and then I'm going to go ahead and gather it and sew it to the band. This band is also bigger than the cuff of the person we are working for, so elastic will reduce it. And then for the sleeve we are using for the off shoulder effect, I'm also creating the same Canadian smoking on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and take them to my machine to sew it proper. Okay, so I have sewn the band. Okay, so at the top here I am going to be running a loose stitch at the top here. The loose stitch will be to attach it to the main bodice, and this is the band. I have sewn it. Also don't forget to weave, and I'm going to be folding this down and ironing it, okay, so that it will come out looking neater. So I'm going to now go ahead and start smoking them. Okay, so here I have tacked it all the parts I wanted to tack, the parts I marked. You tack here, you jump this one, tack here, jump this one, tack here, jump this one, and tack here. So I've done it all around. Okay, and then for this one that is going to be the off shoulder, I have also hemmed the part. I am going to be passing the elastic, and I've already started passing the elastic. I stopped here because I needed to be able to tack this so that I won't gather it and it will not be too full. It will not make me miss some parts, because if I put the elastic it will be all gathered and I might miss some part of it that I have already pinned out that I'm going to tack. So that's why I stopped halfway. So I'm going to go ahead and pass all the elastic to gather this place down, and also I'm going to be passing the elastic here at the down part that is going to hold the arm together, because this is wide. So we're going to be passing the elastic so that it will also come together as well. And this one is the one that is going to be on the sleeve, the one that is coming from the shoulder. This is the sleeve that's going to come from the shoulder, and I'm going to pass elastic here as well. Okay, so and then for the top here that is going to be around the shoulder, I have run a loose stitch all around, and this loose stitch I'm going to be gathering it to attach it to the bodice. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and pass the elastic on these ones and be sure that they are all secure before we will now attach it. To attach this, so I am going to first attach the one that is coming on the shoulder here. This fabric is slippery, so I have to keep it together so that it doesn't slip down. I'm going to join it together like so, find the middle, and then I'm going to pin the middle. I'm going to pin the middle to the shoulder joining here. And then I will start gathering it from one end. So I'm going to be pinning this end to this side. And then from here I am going to pull on one of the threads to gather it. And even out the spread. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this one first. So I've gone ahead to sew it, and this is it. So now we're going to be adding the elastic. I'm going to add the elastic. Now you decide your arm, where it's going to rest on your arm, how much of elastic you need that's going to be comfortable and not too tight on your body. If at this point you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like this video. And so guys, after passing the elastic, you're just going to go ahead and take it to your machine and sew the sides, and you have this finished work. This is it before the embellishment, because yes, I decided to embellish it with some beads, and this is it before the embellishment. If this was yours, would you leave it like this? Do you prefer it like this? So I went ahead to embellish it. So these are the beads I used. I hand tacked each and every one of them, okay, for it to stay longer. So I bought two different beads, but I chose this other one that has this triangular shape, and I decided to tack it. So this is me showing you how you can tack your beads. Basically all of you know how to tack, but just try to make it very clean as possible, because the tacking is going to be showing. So make it a neat tacking if it's going to be showing. So I went ahead to tack all the neckline. Okay, I tacked the neckline, that's the shoulder, the off shoulder neckline, and I tacked the waistline as well. So for the off shoulder neckline, I tacked both the front and the back. As far as embellishment goes, it depends on you. It depends on you or what your customer wants. Okay, so you can make it simple, or you can make it exaggerated. You can put beads and crystals everywhere and make it very shiny and dramatic. But whatever you want, or whatever your client, somebody you are making it for wants, that is what you're going to go ahead and do. And this is it. I had finished tacking it here, and it came out looking nice. And this one I was still tacking the waistline, and now we are done, people. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and also check out the link in the description box for the other sewing tutorials of other sleeves and different tutorials we have on this channel. Stay positive, don't give up, keep trying. Your practice is going to come out better and better. See you guys in my next sewing tutorial. Bye bye.